Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're checking out GHØSTKID and their brand new single released about an hour and a half ago. It's called This Is Not Hollywood. Now, they did something special for this, and they released 2 videos, and it has 2 different features on this single. The first one features Jimi Hendrix, a German rapper. Second one features Johnny 3 Tears, who is also a rapper and also in the band Hollywood Undead. So I'm going to check out the video. What I plan on doing is watching the first version of the video with Jimi Hendrix all the way through. And then we're going to watch the second one that's featuring Johnny 3 Tears and see if there's any change to the lyrics of the videos. I'm assuming just their lyrical content and their verses will be different. After that, I'm going to go through the lyrics. We're going to break down the lyrics. I'm going to see if I can't figure out what they mean or maybe give my opinion. Well, obviously, I'm going to give my opinion on what I think they mean. And I'd love to hear what you think. So that portion may be a little bit longer. So if you're curious, that's why. That'll be basically doing a lyrical analysis at the end of the video. Let's jump in. All right, guys, this is going to be This Is Not Hollywood by GHØSTKID.
Always been dreaming for sure. Am I disease? Am I the cure? Tendencies used to be pure, but this is not Hollywood. Pain in my face in the snow. Should I move on? Should I let go? The more I remember, I wanna forget that this is not Hollywood. They always begging for more. The more they're begging, the more you stop us. We always deny that living the dream is living the lie. With a little sunshine, more like an innocent in your mind. This is not Hollywood. Before we move away from the shore, the great of the fear of losing it all. Life's so light, I'm feeling so loud, 'cause this is not Hollywood. Shouldn't my fame will keep to the pain each time to pull over part of the game. Yes, ourselves and all coming down. This is not Hollywood. Every shot just keeps us high. We are the stars that shine from the broken sky. We wanna feel alive. We wanna feel this soul inside. Every shot just keeps us high. We are the stars that shine from the broken sky. We wanna feel alive. We wanna feel this soul inside.
All right, so I want to stop it real quick. Starts off right at the bat, and it looks like he's playing both characters there, the woman and looks to be Jesus, carrying the cross. I'm hearing, this is not Hollywood. I'm actually seeing a lot of bands release a lot of songs like this. Like, hey, life isn't, Hollywood. Life isn't about materialistic things. It's not about, what the superstars have, because that's not reality. I'm seeing a lot of bands release music like that, which is, kind of cool, but it's very true. So far, I really like it. It's not as heavy as Supernova was, obviously, but I'm still, for some reason, I really like his appeal. I like the way he goes about it. I like you can see the amount of effort and time and hard work he's putting into these music videos and production. So let's keep checking it out.
For sure, am I disease? Am I the cure? Tendencies used to be pure, but this is not Hollywood. Pain in my face in the snow. Should I move on? Should I let go? The more I remember, I wanna forget that this is not Hollywood. I left for show, late night, Hollywood fake smile, stage time, 8 miles, safe kind, daylight, baseline, spaceline. Meine Beste ist cocaine white. Die Seele strip, verträge shit. Trip, ekelig. Star flavor, Mars, save my heart, Plato, Papa war Darth Vader. Every shot just keeps us high. We are the stars that shine from the broken sky. We wanna feel alive. We wanna feel this soul inside. Every shot just keeps us high. We are the stars that shine from the broken sky. We wanna feel alive. We wanna feel this soul inside.
So that's when I stopped again. Looks like when Jimi Hendrix came in, it was very hard to understand what he was saying. I thought maybe I caught a few English words, but I also caught some I'm going to assume German words as well. Maybe it's just because he has a thicker accent, and so I'm definitely going to need to want to go through the lyrics and kind of read what his chorus is there and what he says. But I'm sure And when we listen to the other version with Johnny Three Tears from Hollywood Undead, it'll be a little bit more clear because he is American. So let's keep going. All right, before I say anything, I really liked the song. Really liked it a lot. It's definitely, it's not as heavy as Supernova was, but it had some heavy elements to it. And I feel like it's got a very serious message. I'm going to want to go through the lyrics. But before we do that, let's jump over and let's check out the version with Johnny Three Tears. Maybe if it lets me. Gosh. All right, so this is the same exact song. So what we're going to do for this, I'm not going to listen to it all the way through. We're going to listen up to the part of Johnny, and once his verse is done, we'll stop and we'll talk about it.
Always been dreaming for sure. Am I disease? Am I the cure? Tendencies used to be pure, but this is not Hollywood. Pain in my face in the snow. Should I move on? Should I let go? The more I remember, I wanna forget that this is not Hollywood. They always make it to know. The more that I beg you, the more you feel so. He always denied that living the dream is living the lie. With a little sunshine, more like a needle sticks into your vein. This is not Hollywood.
It's got definitely a very dark ambiance to it, very dark scenery. Black and white, not colorful, nothing vibrant, very dull, which is, I'm sure, on purpose. So the video is a little bit different, so maybe we should watch the whole thing here. All right, so we're actually going to stop it there because it looks like the rest of the song is the same in regards to the music video. It looks like for their part, though, just two different scenes, which was kind of cool, and I like the creativity behind that. Obviously, I think Johnny's part, in my opinion, is a lot more clear and more easier to understand. As I'm dropping stuff over here, I apologize. So let's talk about it a little bit. All right, guys, we just finished checking out GHØSTKID and their two, I'd say not two singles, but two featured brand new single, which is called This Is Not Hollywood. It features a German rapper called Timmy Hendrix, and then it also features Johnny Three Tears, which is an American rapper from the band Hollywood Undead. Let's kind of go through the lyrics real quick and kind of check this out. It starts off with always been dreaming for sure. Am I a disease? Am I the cure? Tendencies used to be pure, but this is not Hollywood. Painting my face in the snow. Should I move on? Should I let go? The more I remember, I want to forget that this is not Hollywood. They're always begging for more. The more they are begging, the more you feel sore. But you've always denied that living the dream means living a lie. This ain't no sunshine, more like a needle sinks into your vein. Pills will not stop you from feeling this pain. This is not Hollywood. The further you're moving away from the shore, the greater the fear of losing it all. Flying so high but feeling so low, because this is not Hollywood. Driven by fame always leads into pain. Each star in the boulevard part of the game. It's not a show, so don't call me names. Every shot just keeps us high. We are the stars, stripes in the broken sky. We wanna feel alive. We want to fill this hole inside. Every shot just keeps us high. We are the stars and the stripes in the broken sky. We want to feel alive. Okay, that repeats in my disease. Am I the cure? Painting my face in the snow. Should I move on? Should I let go? The more I remember, I want to forget. This is not Hollywood. This looks to be the feature here from Johnny 3 Tears. I've been telling these stories all for blood and for glory. I've got another for you signed in blood because that's what I was born to. Do for the masses of year fill the glasses. Future shattered, nothing matters. This isn't Hollywood. No, this isn't Hollywood. The undead made me cold from the start, torn apart. The story seems to go on and on, but the pages seem to fall apart. Now, I can't find the ending. I wish I was pretending. No matter how much I wish I could, this isn't Hollywood. And then it goes on to kind of repeat. So he's dressed as Jesus in the video. He's dressed as Maria. I'm not actually... I don't know if that's supposed to be referencing Mary or the mother of Jesus in the Bible. Because it starts off with her saying, always been dreaming for sure. Am I disease? Am I the cure? I don't know what that would be a reference to be honest. And then it shows him as Jesus carrying the cross, you know, what's probably through Hollywood. Oh, look at that, messages. You don't do that. That's rude. So I don't know if this is the entire video is supposed to be a biblical reference, or if it's kind of just going back and forth, because it's saying they're always begging for more. The more they are begging, the more you feel sore. But you've always denied that living the dream means living a lie. So I don't know if that really is a reference. So are they always begging for more, as in they're asking God, they're asking Jesus for too much? Or is it that they're just kind of talking about, you know, this is them just kind of talking about people as a whole, as a general group, stating, you know, people always, they want more. It's never enough for them. And then it talks about here, you know, living the dream means living a lie, because, you know, in Hollywood, you know, people are sacrificing a lot of things. They're doing a lot of things to become quote unquote famous, to become, you know, to get to that, you know, I made it point, or that I made it status. Maybe it's referencing that. You know, then it talks about, this ain't no sunshine. It's more like a needle sinking into your vein. Pills will not stop you from feeling this pain. You know, and that might be also referencing to, you know, how depressing it can be to try to get to that point of I made it. How many of them are depressed? They're sad. They're broken people, and they're in so much pain and in hurt. And they're hurting so much that they're popping pills, they're doing heroin. And a lot of them, you know, if you do the research and look at it, they go to places like, say, Hollywood. They go to New York, and they're trying to start these big careers. I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to be a singer. And then basically reality smacks them in the face. It's like, yeah, that's not how this works. So a lot of them end up depressed. They become drug addicts. They become on the street, addicted to heroin, doing terrible things. And, you know, and the next line says, the further you're moving away from shore, the greater the fear of losing it all. Flying so high but feeling so low. So they're sitting there. Now they're drug addicts. Now they're popping pills for their pain, their anxiety, their depression, and to try to basically numb it all. You know, they're trying to numb all that pain, but while they're doing this, they're basically they're floating off in, you know, further away from shore, as it's saying. You know, they're floating off into open waters now. They're completely going in the opposite direction of the reason why they came to Hollywood, or whatever, in this instance Hollywood, to become big and to make it, to become this, to become that. And, you know, but they're so high, and the euphoria from it's so high, but at the same time they're still feeling low because they know what they're doing is wrong. Most people who are in those situations, they know that, but they're addicted and they can't stop that. And so they're still feeling low. And, you know, next line says, driven by fame always leads into pain. Each star on the boulevard, part of the game. It's not a show, so don't call me names. You know, and this also, you know, from here too, it's almost like it's a reference of Jesus again looking down on everybody, and just be like, you know, right there, it's like, guys, I've told you, you know, I've told you myself. Life isn't about trying to be famous. It's not about trying to make it. It's not trying about those things. So, and it just shows here, each star on the boulevard is part of the game. It's like everyone thinks that they've made it. They got their star on the boulevard. They're famous or this. You know, he's like, it's not a show. You know, he's like, so when you're miserable, when you feel that pain and you don't make it, stop blaming it on me. I didn't cause you to be in this position. So maybe that's kind of what he's doing in this. You know, this is Jesus, you know, carrying the burden of the cross around because he died for our sins. And they're talking about here, you know, he's like, don't call me names. You did this to yourself, kind of thing. And that goes into every shot keeps us high, and stars and stripes on the broken sky. We want to live. We want to feel alive, you know, and maybe the stars and stripes on the broken sky is referencing the whole quote unquote American dream, living the American dream, being famous, you know, being a famous actor in Hollywood. And yet even those actors, even all those famous people, you know, they're doing drugs or popping pills or doing those things to, you know, it talks about here, we want to fill this hole inside. So everyone's broken on the inside, you know, just because they've got money, or even if they didn't, they're just broken people. And maybe that's kind of what that is a reference to, is that how broken these people are. And by no means do I think GHOSTKID is a Christian band, but this is to me, you know, if you don't want to look at it this way, it's fine. But to me, it's a very powerful message stating, you know, it's like, we want to fill this hole inside, but they're filling it with the wrong thing. You know, like it says, my tendencies used to be before. I went into this with the right mindset, and then I went south real fast. I ended up doing terrible things, you know, and basically we want to fill this hole inside that with drugs, fame, and that itself. And maybe in this reference is Jesus saying, you're filling it with the wrong thing and still filling it with me, the love of God. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. And because I got a lot of biblical references and a lot of, you know, of those undertones in the last song they did, Supernova, if you want to go check out my reaction video to it. So, and Johnny Three Tears part, you know, it's basically talking about that too. I've been telling these stories all for blood and for glory, and I've got another for you signed in blood because that's what I was born to. It's like I did all of these things, and I'm telling you these awesome things, but, you know, because it makes me look good, it makes me look awesome, but it's just like I basically signed over my soul. You know, I gave everything to get to this point. You know, do for the masses, of year filled the glasses. I'm not. That's a weird line to me, but it's just like doing for the masses so you can fill up what they want, entertain the masses. That's your job now. You know. A future shattered and nothing matters because, you know, your job is to entertain. That's what you're known for. That's what you're going to do. Kind of what that is, you know, saying, you know, the undead made me cold, which is obviously a reference to his band Hollywood Undead. From the start, a torn up heart. The story seems to go on and on, but the pages seem to fall apart. Now I can't find the ending. I wish I was pretending. So people are kind of trapped. They're still trying to make it. They're, you know, they did make it, and they just still feel like garbage. They still feel like crap, and they're still living their life every day. But every day when they think, you know, even if even those people who made it thought everything was going to be great, they still feel like things suck. And that kind of goes back to money doesn't buy happiness. Fame doesn't buy happiness as much as you'd think it does. And then it just repeats, and it goes into every shot just keeps us high, stars and stripes in the broken sky. Now, I could be obviously wrong about my entire opinion of what these lyrics are about. So don't ever come in and be like, oh my God, you were so wrong. You're terrible. This is just my opinion. So I'm taking it as, you know, it starts off with Maria, which could be a reference to Mary, which is Jesus's mother. And then talking about this, Mary's talking about, Jesus, you've all been dreaming, am I a disease? Am I a cure? My tendencies are pure, but this is not Hollywood. And then it jumps over to Jesus, with the cross, bearing the cross, walking down. And I think he's just it's an overarching of Jesus talking about all of this in general. And talking about, it's like what all these horrible things these people are doing to try to fill a hole inside of them that can only be filled by him. But all he sees is these people trying to fill these holes with the wrong things. Now, I could be wrong, obviously, and I'd love to, one Ghost Kid, if you guys end up watching this again, I would love to kind of, pick your brain. Let me know, what you wrote about here, if I'm close or if I'm completely off. I'd love to know, and it was awesome when you messaged me the last time. And other people watching this, let me know what you think. So I'm going to, I think, stop it there. I don't really have much more to talk about. I loved both versions of the song. I'd love to know what Timmy Hendrix says in his part, because some of it is in German. I would like to maybe see what that translated, what that means. Maybe I'll go back and I'll look at that myself to see if that verse, what he says in that verse, because I'm interested into, kind of seeing that as well. I don't want to drag this on too long, and if you guys made this far, I appreciate it. As always, thank you so much for watching the videos. If you like it, subscribe, like the video. If you dislike it, give me some constructive criticism as to why. As always, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video, and I hope you have a good one.